out on an overnight testing our camping gear, and there goes a Coast Guard boat. Awesome. And there's Sue. We're heading to Selden Neck State Park, camping for the night. And at the beginning, we just launched. There's a building right there. The boat launch is just back there. You can see some structures back there. That's the ferry that brings people across the Connecticut River here. Actually, the ferry's over on the other side there. Sorry I went so fast. But and I'm towing a little raft behind me with our water in it. So we can not only load up I got a compartment in the front of the kayak, one big compartment with 2 openings in the back here. We got all our camping gear for the night in there. Awesome. So you got a little bay going in, and that whole landmass in front of us is Selden Neck State Park. The first campsite is a big site. It's somewhere in there. And then as we go out around the edge, we'll hit the first site out on the main river. It's really the second site, and then we're at the third site. And there's Sue. Raft still following us. Heading for a campsite for the night. Hey everyone, so I keep forgetting to film, but here's our view from the edge of our campsite. There's my kayak, Sue's kayak. We are at Spring Ledge Campsite. Got a beat up picnic table here. Privy over there. Picnic table over there, starting to fall apart. A little seat here with a fire ring. Set up our tent over here. There's the view out to the Connecticut River. Got a nice walkway down here. It was low tide when we came in. Even though we're on the Connecticut River, we're close enough to the ocean that the tide picks up here, it backs it up. So that was a little lower, and there's some rocks on this side, otherwise we would have paddled in right there. Then we've got this whole area. It's called Spring Ledge because there's a big ledge behind you. Again, our tent. We have a little raft we pull behind the kayaks. We can throw our water, food, and some other stuff, ropes in there. Set up a little tarp. It's supposed to rain this afternoon. Overnight it's going to rain heavy. We'll pull the front of that down a little bit. Wind's coming from that direction, so that should protect us from the rain if we want to sit up here. Probably we'll put another tarp over in here somewhere just to store some stuff. Plenty of room to put more tents in here. More views out to the river. What a beautiful spot we got. And this is all a trial. We have a 5-day camping trip coming up in the fall at Voyagers National Park, and that's all remote camping, boat camping. So we have 5 days reserved in the fall, and so we've canoe camped before but never kayak camped, so this is our first time using the kayaks, and no problem paddling down here. Was probably a 1.5 mile, 2 mile paddle to get to this spot, and it worked out well. Better straighten this pole out a little bit. I actually got the idea of doing this tarp setup by watching one of the stealth campers who did a similar thing where he tied his rope across some trees and then the other end down to the ground, and then he had a rainy day, and then he just sat under his tarp all day. So we're gonna do that. I may pull the front of it down a little bit so the rain doesn't come under there, but great spot. Got the old 3-man Eureka. That's a very old tent. Did some waterproofing on it last year, so tonight we'll see if that waterproofing holds out. And we just had our lunch, having some M&M snacks afterward. Here's Navigator. How you doing?
Good. Nice and relaxing.
Good. So along with our M&Ms, I filled my food bag. Filled it to the brim. There's probably about, with 2 of us, maybe 2.5 to 3 days of food. So for a single person, that would be 5 to 6 days of food. But we want to make sure we could load up the kayak with at least three days of food. We bought a whole bunch of water. We've got 3 gallons of full gallons of water plus a whole bunch of little bottles that we filled. And again, all of this is just training to bring our gear. Obviously, we're not going to, in an overnight, eat 6 days of food, but we brought our coffee cups, some pads to sit on, a whole bunch of stuff. 2 tarps for now. We don't need all of this for this trip, but we brought it just to practice. Even bought a 12-pack of seltzer water. Again, we might have a couple of them overnight, but we don't need it for this trip. Look at that view. Oh, this is great. It's an overcast day, but it's still great. It's warm. So again, we're practicing setting up stuff for our 5-day at Voyagers in the fall. So we got another tarp set up. It's a little one. We could set that up and either sit under it or put some gear under it to stay dry. Again, we have this tarp set up. Could use it like this with the tent poles and strap one side down and sit under the other side. Or we could put that over the tent. Hopefully we'll get a test tonight. It's supposed to be rain and thunderstorms overnight. And if it rains hard, we'll get a good test on if we're going to stay dry in that tent. If just the tent keeps us dry, then we won't need the tarp for over the tent. But we could use the tarp over the tent. Could use it like we have it there. Could just hang it 4 ways between a tree and sit under it, kind of like this. The wind's coming from one direction, you can put that end down, and then we have an extra tarp to do another dry spot. Beautiful setup. Sue's got the chairs over here set up. Just enjoyed our lunch. Set the chairs up over here, relaxing by the river. Getting eaten by a horsefly. Woo-hoo. The old man way. Butterfly floating around. Oh, he just landed. Took off. Where'd he go? There he is. Back. Getting ready to have dinner. I'm gonna have beef stroganoff Mountain House. Sue's gonna have chicken teriyaki. gonna disappear. Just saw a pontoon plane going down, but he's gonna disappear around the corner. Just went below the tree line and gone. But he's landing down the river. We are down on the little landing where we came in. The water was right up to the top there when it was high tide around 3:40 today. Here's the site. We're sitting right up there. Our tent's over there. Picnic table. But this is what I was talking about earlier about the rocks. When we came in, the water was right to about here, but it's farther out now. It's about 6:45 right now, and tide has gone way out. We are way upstream. This is all fresh water, but when the tide comes in downriver, it backs the water up here quite a bit. I was actually swimming right over there earlier. It wasn't too deep, but I was right there.